Public's general knowledge.
And she does work, probably one of the hardest working real estate professionals anywhere on the planet. She is Lauren Klein, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville, back for her bi-monthly visit with us in the 8 o'clock hour. 5 open houses this weekend. Her and her husband, he in the mortgage industry of this incredible profession, going to be at the Pittsburgh Business Show at the Convention Center coming up in May. And also, have you followed the instructions in selling your house? And if you have, more times than not, sold. It's a done deal. And her number directly is 412-628-8286, 412-628-8286. But what she loves doing the most is talking to you, the listeners. So if you have a real estate question, buying, selling, whatever it may be, all of our lines are open and first come, first serve, and we would love to hear from you at 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com, and you can text us on the Right Automotive line, the best deal in town. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Lauren Klein. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Rob. I'm so glad to be here. We were just talking about how early it is, but it's actually, I've been up for a long time, and I usually get up pretty early during the week, so I need to get a jump on my day. So lots of exciting real estate news this week and personal news that I always like to share. My son is graduating from Pitt tomorrow.
Congratulations.
And I'm beside myself with pride. I really am. I watched him yesterday defend his thesis, and he was just magnificent and so darn cute. So we have a lot of stuff going on this weekend, including 5 open houses tomorrow, and all out in the East. These ones are all in the East: St. Vincent Drive, Hillcrest, Penlear, Basil, and Horizon Drive. Horizon is a new patio home that I just listed this past week for $310,000.
Can I ask, what is a patio home?
A patio home is one where it is level entry. It's sometimes built on a slab. Sometimes it has a basement. This one actually has a full basement. So your 2-car garage is attached on the side, and you have basically a level entry, and on the main floor is everything that you need. So your kitchen, your dining room, your great room / living room, laundry, and master suite are all on the main level, including the garage. And then in this one upstairs is a big landing and 2 really nice sized bedrooms and another full bathroom. So patio homes are great for people who are downsizing, who don't want to do stairs, but still want to have room to entertain and have company. And I just sold another patio home that I had out in Murraysville this past week, and they're fabulous. They're very low maintenance, and typically you're in a plan where they come and do your lawn. So it's very easy living, everything on the main level.
Open houses, what do you expect to get from them, and what should the consumer expect to get from open houses?
Well, as a consumer, when you go to an open house, it's just an opportunity to really casually look around. There most likely will be other people there when you're there, and our agents we're not high pressured. We want you to just come in, get comfortable, look around, and if you have an agent, make an appointment to come back with your agent if it's something that you like. And if it's not something you like, you're in and out. And I do like people to sign into my open houses for security reasons. And I have awesome volunteers, colleagues at the office helping me tomorrow facilitate 5 open houses, including Erin. She will be at 1180 St. Vincent from 12 to 2. But I couldn't do it without the help of my awesome colleagues who do these open houses. And I'm typically at one too, but I can't be 5 places or 6 places at one time. And tomorrow I'm going to be busy at graduation. So,
Little cap and gown ceremony.
yes, I think it's going to be pretty big. It's at the Peterson Event Center. So, um, oh, I'm going to get my seat. Don't you worry, Rob.
No, that's good.
I'm going early.
I guess you really want to get your money's worth.
Yes, yes, I do.
And I know you're very happy that you were able to do that for your
Yes,
son. That's
yes.
an incredible thing.
With the help of a lot of people that support and really encourage him, including my parents, who are just wonderful influence on my children, all of them.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, listen, one of the things, and by the way, we got a call coming in. We'd like to get more. This is all about interacting with her. You get a chance to talk to a real estate professional before you maybe get out and start looking around the neighborhood or heading out and seeing what's out there, maybe considering selling your house. So if you have a real estate question, now would be a perfect time to call. Our number is 866-391-1020. Just quickly, about a minute before the break, following instructions, that's so important.
It really is. When I go on a listing appointment, I was actually on 5 of them this week. And I really do pay attention when I'm walking through the house and talking and taking notes, which I take a ton of notes when I'm on a listing appointment. But I will craft a list of things that, in order of importance, that I want you to do before we put the house on the market, before you get your pictures, so that you're 100% ready.
100% ready.
100% ready. I like 100%.
I know.
I know.
You want it done right.
Well, I do, and it really translates to a quicker sale, and I think it's very important to pay attention to those instructions that I pass along.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why you're being paid.
Well.
And you're a professional. All right. We're going to take a short break. Again, the number, 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. Text us on the Red Automotive Line, best deal in town. You can reach her directly at 412-628-8286. Lauren Klein, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. This is the Pittsburgh Property Diva on KDKA Radio.
So let me ask you, are you struggling with even the idea of selling your home? Or perhaps you're looking to buy your dream home, but you're not sure where to begin? If so, I want to share with you my 7-step process that has helped me sell over 100 homes a year right here in Pittsburgh. This process shows you how to negotiate the best possible price for your dream house or sell your house for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Hi, Lauren here from Coldwell Banker Real Estate. You may have come across me on one of my shows, Talk Diva with the Pittsburgh Property Diva. When I got into this industry, all I wanted to do was help people find their dream home. Now, most people think the process can be really overwhelming, and it can be very stressful. Whether it's your first home or your 5th home, whether you want to build your dream house or move into an old Victorian, I tell my clients all the time, it's a big deal, and I totally get it. So,
Klein is here, Pittsburgh Property Diva. Back to these open houses. You still think it's as important as the multi-list today, and with all the technology that's out there and virtual reality, which you can do as well, and actually feel as though you're walking down the hallway. Do you think it's still important to go out and see these houses?
Well, I think it really depends on timing. And when I first launch a listing, that I want to get some energy into the property. And sometimes the best way to do that is to have an open house. What a lot of agents do is they'll hold a no-show until the open house on a Sunday. That creates a lot of energy behind the listing if people can't see it until the open house on Sunday,
Right.
which is sometimes what you do in a really competitive market. And other times it just makes people mad. So I think open houses are a nice casual way for the consumer to just go and look and maybe not have an agent or not feel pressured. And other people, they get a lot out of it. And I know tomorrow I have some clients who are selling their house and are going to open houses tomorrow.
Right.
Just to kind of get a feel for what's out there, to take a look around and be casual about it.
Why does Sunday seem to work? That's always been that way.
Yes, we've tried to do when it's football season. We'll try and do open houses on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
I typically don't see a whole ton of action on a Saturday. I think people are, they're tired from working all week. They want to catch up on their housework and their children, and Sunday is kind of the day to relax and go to church, and then hit an open house, go out to lunch, that kind of thing.
And this brings me to something else that I was thinking about, and only the Pittsburgh Property Diva could answer this, and this is why you need
I hope so. That's a lot of pressure.
No, pressure. You've done $100 million in sales. Believe me.
That's pressure.
This is not pressure here for you. I mean, you're a pro. You see a lot of people who want to, they like a kid in a candy store. Their eyes are bigger than their stomach. They want all of this.
Yes.
And they end up, really stretching the limit. They go get the deal done, and your husband sees it all the time in finance. He's really good at what he does, along with Pittsburgh Beautiful. You have to check it out if you haven't on Facebook and Twitter. Really gives you a great look at this incredible place that we love called Pittsburgh. But you want people to really enjoy their house. And I was thinking about this, my parents, last night, sitting at home, as I always do. And I think the older you get, you do think about them more. And you look at your life and who you are and what you came from. The thing that I remember the most about my parents, they enjoyed their home. They were at their home on the weekends, at night, relaxing, sitting. I know people, and me, for the first 20 years or so, really, of my incredible career, I never sat. I was always grinding and working, and lived in a home for, 15 years that I had paid off in 10, a 30-year mortgage, but never was really in the backyard because I was always working. So this is why you got to get a real estate professional who says, look, you might like this house, but this house is actually going to give you a better chance to experience what being a homeowner is all about.
Right.
Right?
Well, there's a lot more that goes into owning a home than just paying the mortgage.
That's exactly right.
So you have to think about maintenance. You have to think about your utility expenses, your landscaping. All of this stuff just doesn't happen.
No.
You have to take care of it and pay the bills, and everybody likes the cable and internet and all that kind of stuff. It all adds up. So it's not just paying the mortgage, it's maintaining the property and making improvements over time. And when something breaks, don't let it get so bad that it damages something else. You fix it right away so that you're not faced with a bigger problem in a month or 6 months or a couple weeks. That's why for some people, and I'm one of them, renting is really the way to go. Well, don't say that on my show. No, for me, wait. Let me finish. For me, where I'm headed in my life, it makes sense. Right. At one time with my kids and all that, it didn't. Yes. Because you want to leave a legacy, you want to give them something. Right. But at this stage, I'm starting to dial down. And as you mentioned, your windows need to be replaced. You got to get a new roof. Right. You're cutting into your 401k. So then that means you're going to have to go out and, give smiley stickers to somebody, right. and that doesn't work. And be careful with those home equity lines of credit that they advertise on the radio all the time, because it does sound really fabulous. Like, ooh, I want a new kitchen, or I want some extra money to have in the bank. And a lot of people put themselves in a hole. They find that they need to move for whatever reason. Right. And now they have this mortgage and a home equity line of credit that maybe they didn't use to make improvements on the house. It's a home equity line of credit. So you're using the equity you have in your house to make improvements on that house. And some people go on vacation with a home equity line. Really, I know, but my opinion on that, just drive to the lake and get some sandwiches and come home, because you get back in 2 weeks. And listen, the best thing you can do is pay on your house. You want to have that equity. Pay that principal down, but you're not tied. But when you go get these equity loans, and I mean, they're okay for some people, and I understand, but to get a $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 house improvement, then you're basically right back where you started. That's right. And you're 20 years older.
and you're paying on a mortgage now until you're in your 70s. So that's why you have to talk to a real estate professional, and you have to look at the big picture. And maybe a good idea, to kind of go back to what I was saying, you buy a few properties. That money's coming in from renters like I'm giving to my landlord.
Yes.
And that gives them the ability to buy a better house and to also enjoy a better retirement. So there's so many aspects when it comes to real estate and finance, and that's why you have to consult with a professional.
There really are. I have some very, very smart clients who are young and own their home, pay their mortgage, and they collect rental properties.
Smart.
Very, very smart. And they're very prudent about what they buy, how they maintain it, who they have as renters. They look for long-term tenants and that will take care of the property, obviously. And they're building a very, very nice portfolio of properties. And they're young. They're young and very smart.
Well, and here's the thing.
Husband and wife.
And they're fearless.
They are
When I was that age, all I could hear was my dad going, "Get the mortgage paid off. Get the mortgage paid off." So you're like shoving and taking on job after job to where you're not sleeping. I got to get it paid off.
Right.
These kids today are like, who cares what the bank owns? In the end, I don't care if it takes me 20 years. It's going to be mine, and I'm going to go out and buy another house. So if they take one or two, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to at least roll the dice.
Yes, they have been very smart in how they manage their portfolio and what's important to them. And they live in a very modest home.
Smart.
Yeah, very smart. But they have a nice portfolio.
Something else I wish I would have done, and this is why you could pick up the phone and call her at 412-628-8286. I wish I would have bought a duplex years ago.
Yes, I just got a duplex under agreement last night before I went to bed. And the buyer is going to live in one portion, rent the other.
That pays his mortgage.
It will pay a very large portion of his mortgage.
And then when you own both sides,
right,
both sides go into your pocket,
That's right. That's right.
And I remember something else, these words of wisdom. Even when your house is paid, continue to pay that mortgage to yourself.
Yes.
If you can do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And regular maintenance is so important. I can't tell you how important it is. Even just the minor thing like having your furnace and air conditioner get on a service plan for twice a year, it really prolongs the use and function of your heavy mechanicals.
Yeah.
And your roof.
Well, your buddy, Mr. Randy, was in the other night from NASCO.
Was he?
We did a show, and he's the guy is so full of life and passion, loves what he does. But what I love about NASCO, and I've been following them on social media, they'll do any type of roof.
Yes, they will. They do slate roofs, rubber roofs, asphalt, shingles. And they what I like about them is that they show up when they're supposed to. I love that.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Hey, do you think sometimes people that are putting their house up for sale try to put too much into it for the return?
Sometimes, yes. And that's why I think when you're thinking about putting your house on the market and you have these kinds of questions like, should I put a new countertop in? Should I put new floors in? Should I do this? Should I do that? I can come over and take a global look at the property and say, I want you to put your money here, not here. And in most of the time, I don't have a crystal ball, but most of the time, my suggestions do turn into a very nice listing and a nice sale. Mm-hmm.
All right, listen, here's the deal. If you have a question for Lauren Klein, Pittsburgh Property Diva, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville, our number is 866-391-1020. Dollar Bank, Instant Access, KDKRadio.com. You can text us on the Right Automotive Line, best deal in town. May 15th is when it starts. It's the Pittsburgh Business Show. It's going to be at the beautiful convention center. She is going to be there, and her husband, Chris Klein, who happens to be in the mortgage, the finance end of real estate, there too as well. And we're going to tell you all about that when we get back. Plus, definitely want to remind you about the 5 open houses she has tomorrow, PittsburghPropertyDiva.com to find out more. So please stay with us as we continue on this Saturday with Rob Pratt and you, KDKA Radio. Good morning.
I've created a 7-step process that has helped hundreds of satisfied clients. I've even sold a house in less than 2 hours of it listing. I guess that's why they call me the Pittsburgh Property Diva. Now, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I watched my dad work a full-time job as a school teacher, and in his spare time, he was buying and selling homes, rehabbing them, and renting them out. He even built the home I grew up in, just reading manuals. Now, he only finished the house last year, but it's really solid. My dad always encouraged me to get into the real estate industry, but somehow I ended up with a master's degree in forensic science and law. I know, super nerdy, right? But eventually, I realized that real estate is where I belong. So if you're ready to raise your expectations for your real estate experience, I'd love to hear from you. Just click on the link below to download my Buyer or Seller Diva Kit. And you can also schedule some one-on-one time with me so that we can fulfill your dreams today.
All right, here we go. We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Business Show happening May 15th. It's something you don't want to miss. And Chris Klein, who works for a great bank, PNC Bank, and a big fan of theirs, very strong as far as their roots in Pittsburgh. And yes, this wonderful lady that happens to be his wife works for Coldwell Banker, and she's going to be there as well. And this is just something that I think all of us need to be a part of as far as the business community in this region, which has always been such a big part of who we all are. So it's going to be happening, and they're going to tell you all about it, everything you need to know. Chris has got it up on the web right now. So if you will, who would like to start?
Oh, me.
Go ahead.
Ladies first.
I like to be in charge.
It's okay.
So, Chris, Pittsburgh Business Show. I have a booth there. You have a booth there. How many other businesses from the Pittsburgh area will be there?
You know, there's a couple hundred businesses. You can go to their website, which it's easy. It's the pittsburghbusinessshow.com. And it's I was there yesterday. I was there last year as Pittsburgh Beautiful. That was the first year of the show. And it's, again, May 15th and 16th down at the Convention Center. And there's all kinds of events going on, all kinds of Pittsburgh-based businesses. If you go to pittsburghbusinessshow.com, they have all of the businesses there. It's sponsored by KDKA, the TV channel KDKA, and Lyft, and the City Paper's going to be there. I think Dollar Bank's going to be there. I think, it's just a long list of things. I'm so caught up in trying to get Pittsburgh Beautiful set up and Pittsburgh Property Diva set up, and our tables are next to each other, which kind of makes it easy.
Yeah, who took care of that one, huh? The fix is in.
That was their suggestion. I'm actually happy because who gets to go down the night before and set everything up?
Chris Klein.
You're looking.
Are you going to be doing all kinds of little social media from there?
Yeah,
nice.
I'm actually there as Pittsburgh Beautiful again this year.
Oh, really cool.
So we'll be there, and then obviously Lauren's going to be there for Pittsburgh Property Diva and representing Coldwell Banker. There's workshops. There's a Women Who Embrace Life is a conference there of women entrepreneurs and leaders. There's special speakers. There's the Pittsburgh Business Pitch, which is local startup businesses get a chance to pitch their idea or their startup, and then
like a Shark Tank.
I guess it's kind of like a Shark Tank. Then
I'm really rooting for this Cuban guy. I hope he makes something of himself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he's done okay.
Yeah,
he's a good kid.
So last night we were watching Shark Tank, and Lauren's like, Mark's really throwing the cash around today. And I'm like,
he really was.
Well, when you have $10 billion, I mean.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Yeah. He's the one that took the risk.
That's
so
true.
Give him a little love here.
That's true. Oh no, I love him. I think he's great. But
I like to see him try to balance my checkbook. That would really be a chore.
I'd like him just to give money to my checkbook.
No, I don't want his money. You know what? I got to tell you something. One thing about him. He is what he is. He's the same guy from what I hear growing up in Mount Lebanon that he is today, and that's pretty special. And if I was his parents, I'd be real proud of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of Mount Lebanon, I saw like 6 new listings come up yesterday in Mount Lebanon.
Does that mean we're going to buy one?
Can I tell you something?
It doesn't mean we're going to buy one. It just means that the market is still so nice and
Can we talk
fluffy.
about just Mount Lebanon real quick, and I'll let you finish. You know, I've done all these shows for years, and I've been to every community probably in and around the city. But I have been infatuated with Mount Lebanon since going to the saloon in Mount Lebanon when I was in my early 20s. You know,
the architecture is just beautiful. Those stone houses.
It's one of the most unique and incredible places in Western Pennsylvania.
Very charming.
Great school system.
Yes, excellent schools. Nice shopping area.
Yeah, just real
nice. And the
nice.
architecture is really special.
Yeah, now that must have been one of the first post-World War II communities to start to boom. You know what I mean?
Well, you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, well, I know.
I am not a history
You're both
buff.
young, but I mean, if you think about the history of Pittsburgh, the Duquesnes, the Clairtons, and all of that, that was kind of one of the first suburbs, I have to believe, and they've just continued to thrive. So it's a great place. So now this thing that's going to be happening. Now this isn't the first year for this, right, Chris?
No, this is actually the second year for the business show, and. While you guys were talking about Mount Lebanon, I was online at pittsburghbusinessshow.com. It doesn't give me a number of exhibitors, but it gives a list. If you go there and look at the exhibitors, it gives you a list from A to Z. And there's there are a lot of exhibitors, a lot of local companies. There's some national organizations that are there as well.
How much does it cost to get in?
That's oh, here we go. Purchase tickets.
Purchase tickets.
Well, yeah, well, we're going to be at the show, so I don't have to buy a ticket.
Right.
So for a one-day ticket is, if you go to the ticket site, it's $49 for a one-day ticket. I think for a two-day ticket, they give you a little discount at $79. And it's really a great chance. Last year was a great show. I met so many people.
I remember I came down to sit with you for a little bit, and everybody had really nice booths set up, lots of giveaways, all kinds of businesses.
Right, and if you're a business owner or working for a business who, and who doesn't work on relationships these days, it's a great place to go. And I made a lot of great relationships there. I want to thank Linda, Joe, and Higher Images for inviting us back there, because they're the ones that run the show.
Yeah, but let me interject one thing. You really do a great job with this Pittsburgh Beautiful. I mean, I've been in this business of media, long time. I think, 1929 is when I started. I mean, it's been forever. And I've never... you think I'm kidding.
I saw you on that picture of the first radio broadcast.
Thank you. Really, I don't look much different, do I? Gained a little bit of weight, though. Lost a little hair, but that happens. But anyway, honestly, I've never seen anybody, a one-man band. Listen, I used to have, when I was in television for 20 years, I had 5 to 10 people working with me. You're out there by yourself, and it's some of the most incredible footage and things that you do and how you interact and interweave things. It's like Picasso-like. It's real artwork.
Well, Rob, I really appreciate that.
I don't say it enough, but I want you to know how much I appreciate you do what you do with this show too.
Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that, and I wouldn't be able to do it without the support of my wife, and I mean that. I'm not just trying to score points like I usually do.
But here's what's great. You're going to be down there, and people are going to get a chance to see this stuff actually happening, which is awesome.
It is. I'll tell you a real quick funny story about last year. I was excited about all of that stuff you just said. Hey, we're getting Pittsburgh Beautiful out. We're at the business show. We're going to meet all these people. The night before, I go down. This is my first trade show. I'm setting up my booth. I'm learning all this new stuff, like I got to pay for the internet and stuff like that. Next morning, I set up. Everything's ready to go, and I'm all, I'm crazy inside. I got all my equipment, and somebody comes walking up to me, and I'm like, oh man, somebody's going to come up to me. They're going to say hi. They looked at me. The first thing they said is, I know who your wife is. And I thought, what am I here for?
Chris is the guy walking around with a sign around his neck that says sold.
Yeah.
He absolutely is sold on his wife. You guys are a great team, and it's definitely worth heading. And let's face it, the convention center, listen, I'm trying to convince the union down there, who does such great work, just put a cot in the back and I'll pay rent. Okay?
Yeah, really.
I absolutely love.
I love it. Yeah,
me too.
I think I remember when it was first built, and I'll admit, when it was first built, I thought, wow, that's kind of big and gaudy for this little city.
It's beautiful.
But now, after how many years has it been up? 15 years? It's a long time now.
Probably.
I've been down there for a lot of things. I took my son to the auto show. We've gone to a couple things down there over the years. And I think it's done Pittsburgh a huge, huge favor.
So how do we get tickets for this thing before we move on?
You can go online. Just go to pittsburghbusinessshow.com, and right on the homepage at the top, it says purchase tickets. You can just buy them online.
Can you buy them there too?
I think you can, yes.
Okay. Buy them at the door.
If I recall correctly, last year there was a line of people to buy tickets, and again, I was in the show, so I wasn't paying attention to that kind of stuff. But
okay, cool.
I highly recommend, if you're in business, go to this show.
The 14th and the 15th?
15th and 16th.
Darn
She's
it.
been on that 14th.
Sorry.
What's going on the 14th that you keep in
I
your
don't know.
head?
I think I had it in my calendar.
Okay.
But
well,
the
it's on every
16th
calendar.
Is my next workshop, which we're going to talk about in the next segment. So
Yes, we are.
we're bringing it back to real estate.
Wait a minute.
What?
Let's make sure I'm not the
No,
one.
you're right. No, you're
I think-
No, it's 14th and 15th.
See?
She's right.
I
She's
love
right.
being right.
Is
I'm
there any way to
always right.
rewind this whole show and
I'm
go to
always
the
right.
very beginning
It's
so
the-
we can redo it?
This is what a real professional journalism student does. Like I said, it's the 14th.
14th and the 15th
May 14th
of May.
and 15th. Yes.
Now, you know what-
stand
you
corrected,
realize-
as usual.
Well, they would have either way. That would have been okay. If they had went a day early, it would have been okay.
Well, they go to the website. It tells you. And, of course, I was staring at it the whole time. So.
Listen, it's hard to process all this information, you know?
No, I'm just a guy. That's the
No, but you're good at what you do.
Plus, Rob, it gives me an opportunity to
Now,
be
okay,
right again.
let me ask you this.
there
If I have 4 quarters and I give you 3, how many do I have left? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
So good.
Wait, I'll get out my calculator.
Okay, thank you.
25 cents.
Thank you. All right, a short break. We'll come back. Stay with us. Her workshop, we're going to talk about it next. Next hour, MediConnect Senior Zone. The guys from True Value. Andy's going to be at the South Hills Home Show today. That's a free event at the Cool Springs Complex. That's an awesome place. And then 11 o'clock hour, AAA Central Talking Travel. Noon hour, it's Nanco and Alan Kaplan, Petland, Pittsburgh Mills. How are your pets?
They're excellent.
What are their names again?
Spike is our rescue, and Vader and Priscilla are brother and sister Boston Terriers.
Nice.
And then I have 3 cats, too.
What are their names?
Boots, Vivian, and Penny. They're all girls.
That's what I kind of figured that. All right, but now listen, we're going to also give you Dr. Honigman in the 1 o'clock hour, asthma, the topic of conversation, and then it's going to be all Raja today as well, 2 to 3. So please stay with us. Much more to come on KDKA Radio.
Opinions.
Brought to you by Dollar Bank. Get great rates at Dollar Bank.
It's Lynn Hayes Freeland. Have you heard that Universal Windows is making it easy for you to replace your old drafty windows? For every window you buy, you get the next window free, no limit, plus 0% financing for 36 months. Restrictions apply. You also get the Universal True Lifetime Warranty for as long as you own your home and for 30 years to the next homeowner. Schedule your free in-home estimate today. Call Universal Windows Direct, 412-222-5200, or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. Like all their customers, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
A smashing success the last time out. They're going to do it again. We're back on Pittsburgh property diva Lauren Klein, Coldwell Banker, Murraysville. If you want to reach her directly, 412-628-8286. Another workshop.
Yes, the next workshop is May the 16th. It will be somewhere in Monroeville. I just have to wait until registration closes to decide what kind of space I need for the workshop. But it's basically for aspiring agents, new agents, or agents that have been in the industry and are looking for a new way to do business. And what I do at the workshop is first I feed you, and we have breakfast and lunch brought in, and I talk and we all collaborate from 9 o'clock in the morning until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I have 2 sponsors. I have a title company and a lender come in and talk about the importance of title insurance and lending processes and different mortgage programs and products. And then I go through my procedures, my habits, my forms, everything, all of my, basically, this is what I say, I took a decade of mistakes that I made in the industry and turned it into a positive for new agents coming into the industry so they don't make the same mistakes I made over the last 10 years. And I'm constantly revamping my process to make it better, to make it smoother, to make it more efficient.
But you also have to teach them failure too, right?
Yes, you learn from your mistakes. It's how you bounce back from those mistakes, and if you want to call them failures, to learn a better way and to implement a different procedure or process so that you don't repeat the same mistake again, so that you don't have the same bad experience. And I have one that I'll go over with you that I'll never forget because it was very early on in my career. I gave somebody's stove away, and they were really mad at me.
Especially it was 15 minutes before dinner time.
They were super mad, and I was super horrified.
Can I ask real quick?
It was.
And listen, that'd be something I would do.
Yeah, it was,
along with the kitchen sink.
I was
how did that happen, Lauren?
I was so puzzled. I thought I did everything right. Well, in the inclusion section of the sales agreement, we did not include, as the seller, the stove with the purchase. But on the agreement of sale, the buyer wrote in that they wanted the stove. And we all signed off on this agreement of sale, which is a binding contract. And we basically gave them the stove. And I didn't realize it until they went to do their walkthrough, and the buyer's agent called me. Again, this was very early on in my career, and she said to me, "Where's the stove?" And I said, "What stove? What are you talking about?" She said, "The stove that was included on our sales agreement." And I said, "Oh my people took this stove. They put it in their new house." "Well, you're going to have to bring it back if you want to close." Well, I had to buy a stove. It cost me money, but I had a stove delivered, and I bought them a stove because it was my mistake at the end of the day. There was no way to get around it.
Okay, now this is just me. I wouldn't have made that big of a deal. I mean, that's me. I mean, but I know you're such a professional, and you beat yourself up.
Oh, I was horrified.
I know. I would have said,
horrified.
okay.
I lost sleep over this stove. I didn't know what to do, and I thought I just have to call Lowe's and have a stove delivered. So I did. But we're all human, and it taught me going forward, always pay attention to that inclusion section.
The little details.
The little details, those are the ones that cause you some big problems if you're not paying attention. So basically, I've taken all my mistakes, all my forms, everything that I use to run my business smoothly, and I put it into a one-day workshop. So last time it was really fun. We had a great time, a lot of collaboration, some awesome agents. I had 2 agents there that had 18 years in this industry. So I was really
flattered.
Very, very, very humbled, very flattered, and we had a great time. So I'm doing it again on the 16th of May. And if you want more information, or you want to sign up and you want to be a real estate agent, or you are an agent, go to my website. It's not a recruiting event. It is just educational.
That is fascinating stuff.
Oh, thank you.
It is.
Oh, thank you.
Remind me to get bungee cords for my stove in case you sell my house someday. No. You know what? Listen, you care so much. Even
I do.
Your husband's over there. Come on to the microphone, Chris. He's looking at her like, poor thing.
Poor thing.
I know.
I remember that.
Poor baby.
Yeah. I'll tell you what my dad would have told him to do with the stove. Yeah, right.
Can't say that on the radio.
I know.
You know, I say we're all human. We all make mistakes, and sometimes.
But you know what? Listen. When I was younger, I took everything to heart, and I was, this is before cell phones. You on the and I think of the wasted energy because, your dad teaches you got the wasted energy when I could have just been relaxing and enjoying life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this business isn't for people who want to relax. It is just.
But I got to tell you, it's got to be one of the most satisfying.
It is. It is. I had 4 closings this week, and I love all my clients. I appreciate them, and
well, they appreciate you too. And speaking of closings, we're out of time.
Bye.
Listen,
have a good weekend.
Have a great and wonderful graduation.
Thank you.
So happy for your family.
Thanks so much.
And Pittsburgh Beautiful continues to be off the charts. Pittsburgh Business Show, 14th, 15th Convention Center. Her workshop, the 16th. Thank you all, and to all, a good night. Stay with us. More to come on KDKA Radio.
The preceding was paid for by...